Welcome back to my channel. My name is Dr. Anwar Youssef Dunbar, and this is Big Discussions 76. First of all, please like this video, please share it, and please subscribe to my channel. And as you can see this time, I have a guest. He is a return guest. It is David Lorenzo Glover, the controversial counselor. David, welcome back.
No problem. How you doing, man? Glad to
Man,
be back.
I'm just hanging in there, man, trying to stay healthy, stay sane, and make the best of this situation that we're in.
Yeah, I think that's all we can do is just been trying all these uncertain things going on, but I guess when you got to try to stay busy, positive, safe, healthy, and just keep pushing forward.
So I'm fortunate that in my career I can work remotely, and I'm able to work on my blogging platform here and run my YouTube channels from here. But I went through the government shutdown last year in 2019, and about 10 years ago I had a surgery on my hip, and so I've had experience being here at my place for extended periods of time. But when you can't do things like go to the gym and see other people, or go to work and see other people, go to bars. I was a big happy hour guy. Go out to restaurants on a Saturday night. Go to the movies. I was pretty big on going to the movies. When you can't gather together and just go out, it just changes things. So you're really relying on talking to people on the phone, FaceTiming, doing Zoom like this. So it's a real game changer.
Oh, no question. I feel the same sentiments, especially by working in the school system. So those of you that don't know me, I work in the Baltimore County public school systems at Golden Ring Middle School. So I've been in the system for 15 years, originally from Niagara Falls, New York. So just not being able to see the kids now. Don't get me wrong. When they're there, you're like, oh God, like they could get on your nerves. But now it kind of hits how much you miss them, or how much I miss them, and just the day-to-day conversations or the interactions, the way they make me laugh, some of the things that they say. You're just like, wow, you don't have that. But I get to work remotely too, and we do a lot of Google chatting through Google Meets. But I don't even think, as much as they like to go FaceTime and stuff like that, I don't think they like to do it with adults. Mm-hmm. So it really has not been as productive as I would like, as far as the invitations I send out to a handful of students. Some of them have connected. When they do connect, they don't turn the camera on. So it's kind of weird. So I kind of miss that face-to-face, day-to-day interaction.
Well, there's nothing like sitting with your teacher or your counselor one-on-one. You can see and feel the other person's body language and the energy they're giving off. And so there's something about actually being there together, and there's something about that school experience. I mean, I know some kids homeschool, mm-hmm. but there's something about being there together or organically. And I can't imagine, I was thinking back, I can't imagine having to do the rest of my school year remotely.
Yeah,
as a student.
And I think it's tough on them because a lot of them, most of their social component comes from being in school. Some kids, believe it or not, or they come there for their meals because of circumstances due to poverty, but some come because they might not live in the same area as their classmates, so they don't see them in the community. So school is an outlet for them to socialize, and they're going through the regular probably FaceTime and stuff like that, but it's not the same. Mm-hmm. Plus, they like to touch and hug all the time. I've never seen so many people just like hug each other every other period. They're hugging.
Yeah. Okay. Now, So you're up in Baltimore. I'm down here in the DMV. Can you talk about like what it's like up there now? I mean, are people still? I mean, you've seen, in Buffalo. When I was in Buffalo, I was in the liquor store. I was going over my cousin's house, and I overheard someone in the liquor store say, "Hey, it was a Saturday night." He said, "Hey, we're having a house party later on," and I was thinking, okay, I know that I'm going over my cousin's house, but these people they're gathering for a party, so they don't really care that they might pass it all to one another. And then down here at the wharf a week or so ago, a bunch of people had gathered, and they were our people, and they gathered and they were just all hanging out. And I think they had to close the wharf down. And I think on Easter, I think it was in Florida, a bunch of folks in these projects, they had like a cookout or whatever. So I'm saying that to say, what have you seen anything like that in Baltimore? Are folks respecting the fact that you're not supposed to be out gathering and congregating?
I can't say I've seen it personally, but I know some things is going on. Just like, and it's sad to say, even in my community where I live in Parkville, where they say the zip code area 21234, we have the most cases in Baltimore County, which is scary for me because I have went to the grocery store, had to go get some adult beverages and things of that nature, food shopping, but you see them out there, and many people are not wearing the mask. The kids are out playing, riding on scooters and bikes, and I'm like, what part of the game is this? Don't they know that these kids could get exposed? And that was my biggest concern, that it's going to be a lot of kids that start getting hit with this because they're just out gallivanting, running around. They don't have school, or they sleep in to about 1 or 2 o'clock, even though they're supposed to be doing some work remotely, and then they're just outside, just running around in the community. And I'm like, wow, like that's not how it's supposed to go down.
Okay.
But I also see some stuff on social media, and I think they were in Buffalo. I think they were having like a party with strippers. I seen this week, and I'm like, what? Corona money all over the floor. Just the whole scenery was just wrong. It was just wrong.
Okay.
Not a care in this world, and now like it's gonna hurt when it hits home, and it really is.
Yeah, that has actually been in the news quite a bit. That our people seem there's a segment of our people that seem to be more at risk at first. And I don't have time to check every little detail on this thing every day, but the concern was that it was something due to it was something racial, something that was maybe some sort of negligence on the part of federal and state governments. And then it started coming into the discussion about our people's lifestyle in terms of health and diet. And I was talking to another buddy earlier on a Zoom about how a lot of our people don't like going to the doctor. So, and I actually, on my science and technology channel, for those of you who don't know, I have a science and technology channel now as well. I actually found an article when I was at home in Buffalo saying, talking about the symptoms for the coronavirus / COVID-19, but also what types of people are more at risk for getting sick. And it said that people with diabetes and people with some sort of heart disease or cardiovascular sickness, those people are more at risk for getting sick by this thing. So I thought that was, so when you hear that, our people are getting sick by this thing, there are a couple of things to think about and to keep in mind, I think.
Yeah, it's a lot. And then I was just before this show, I seen an alert come through, and they were saying how, like in the it's a great abundance of people in the prison system that's getting it, and Governor Hogan is releasing a lot of the prisoners to like supervise homes and stuff like that. People who had good behavior, 60 years and older, not the sex offenders or the people who actually got the coronavirus in jail, and obviously not the ones who committed murder, but the ones with the nonviolent crimes. They're going to be releasing a great deal of them out to the community soon.
Okay. Well, moving right along. So before we jump into No Friday Foolishness, I got my copy here, folks. You have you still been doing your shows on Monday nights? I was in Buffalo taking care of my mom, so I really hadn't had a chance to.
No, I kind of downscale on that, and I start working on some other things. But I'm ready to pick it back up starting tomorrow, Monday night. So hopefully you'll come in and got a good topic going on about those engagement rings. Do you once the relationship ends, should the woman give the ring back? Should the man allow her to keep it? So it's a lot of different point of views we're going across about that yesterday.
Yeah, we got some business to take care of regarding that, which is interesting because I was thinking about some of the comments under that that picture you posted, and I'm realizing right now over on my sports channel, there's a video I posted about Michigan and Ohio State football, and that's a very passionate thing. And I just, on social media and in these digital spaces, man, folks, if they don't like what you say, or if they don't like how you say it, folks will come for you, man. It's and you're always posting kind of in the relationship space. You're always posting things that often are not discussed but need to be discussed. And so again, whenever you're putting stuff out there, you never know how people are going to respond to it.
And it's interesting because part of my professional growth, I'm trying to work on, like, as far as being more of a motivational speaker and presentations and things of that nature. And one of the guys I was following, and that he was saying the ultimate goal of a speaker is to make the audience feel a little uncomfortable, and that's what's going to help them develop growth, and potential. So I always think about that. Got to make them feel a little uncomfortable and put some things out there that's going to shake it up a little bit.
Okay. So let's talk about no Friday Foolishness. So you unveiled this one late last year, and I was at home in Buffalo, so I made the drive up to Niagara Falls. Got my copy signed.
Cool.
But before we talk about this, do you want to say a few words about it and what it's about and how you conceived the idea?
All right. Well, as far as No Friday Foolishness, got my copy right in front of me. It came from my middle school thing, where I had a group of 8th graders. They're in 11th grade now. So about 3 years ago, they would come in on a daily basis, just rambunctious with drama. Their friendships ending, and then this other subset of group of girls, they were getting into it. So one Friday, one of the students came in, and I heard her coming through the door, because you have to enter like our main area, and my guidance secretary is trying to stop her, and she's like, I'm here to see Mr. Glover. So she came in loud and talking about what she's going to do to another student. And I said, listen, from here on out, I'm going to start a campaign, No Friday Foolishness. And I said, so it's Friday. I'm not about the drama. It's supposed to be a peaceful day, because a lot of times I would use that to tell them I could ruin their weekend by making one phone call or email to their parents. And that usually gets them under control. But she was going back and forth. So then I started hashtagging it, No Friday Foolishness, every Friday. But then I took it a little further and came up with a personal thought for myself on every Friday. And it usually dealt with relationships, friendships, family, education, health, work, child drama, the dating game, loyalty, mistrust, things on that nature. And then I decided to put it together. So I used those thoughts. I would give my perspective from the controversial counselors side of it, and then I have a part in a page separate for people to write and reflect on those thoughts that I put in. So that's how the book kind of evolved.
Okay. Yeah. So I know.